Okay, let's talk about setting up a MIDI input. Unfortunately, I don't have any external MIDI devices in my studio setup. Everything is done in the box. I'll be setting up a virtual instrument as a MIDI device instead, but the same steps will apply for an external device. Here's a quick tip to creating tracks. If you double-click this area, it'll create a track for you. If I click on the Input-Output button, this is where you would set up an external MIDI device. You would choose the MIDI hardware output here and the channel it's sending it to. Let's just close this window and let's just delete these tracks. But let me show you how to do it with the virtual instrument. Click on the Effects button to bring up all the available plugins. And let's choose an instrument. I'm going to go for the trusty old Albino plugin. It's such an authentic sound. Pity they discontinued it. Let's just close this window so we can see what's going on. Let's give the MIDI track a name. I'm going to call it Albino. Now I need to assign a MIDI input. I have my Korg micro key connected to my Mac. So to assign the MIDI to it, I need to go to Input MIDI, Keyboard, and then All Channels. Or if it's transmitting on a specific channel, then choose that channel. But I'm just going to go for all channels. Record enable the MIDI track. You'll now see, when I hit some notes on my MIDI controller, that there's a signal being picked up on the MIDI track. Now to hear sound on the MIDI track, I need to enable the input monitoring button, which is this button right over here. And voila, we have sound. Okay, let's try record something. Go down here and press record. When I record, you'll see that the MIDI data is captured in the arrangement area. When you stop playback, you'll be prompted with a window asking to save the MIDI file. Just click Save All. When you double-click this item, it'll bring up the MIDI editor. You'll see that it displays all the MIDI notes that we've just recorded in. And in the bottom here, it's displaying the velocity, but you can see from the scroll-down menu that you can choose other data to modify. That's how to get your MIDI track set up and record MIDI data. Now that I've shown you the long way to set up a virtual MIDI instrument, let me show you a quicker way in the next tutorial.